Oh, just a bit of a warning on this one. This video doesn't end how I thought it would. It's a bit of a fail blog, so I thought I'd just put a quick pre-warning here at the start so people just don't rage quit the video and give me a thumbs down. I set out to do something that I'd done before, which is fix a puncture in a tubeless tyre, and it went south pretty quick, and I'm back to tubes for very good reason. Look, I tried quite a few things that didn't quite work, but anyway, I thought I'd give you a warning here. This one isn't a how to do it, this one isn't a success story, this one isn't a happy ending. I'm back to tubes. And I'm pretty frustrated because it's taken 3 hours to get it done. Anyway, happy Friday. It's been one hell of a frustrating journey. Here it is. Back here to the Lama garage for a video I wasn't going to make for a few weeks, but it's been accelerated because I've lost most of the sealant in the rear tyre here. After a ride the other day, I came out to the garage and things were getting a little squishy. I did a pressure test on the rear tyre, and here's the result of that. Yeah, all my sealant pretty much disappeared out of this rear tyre before that hole sealed up. So the hole was big enough to pretty much require an inner patch. So I was due to change the tyre sealant in here anyway, because it's been about 6 months since I put this tyre on, but now it's time to get the job done properly. So what I'm going to run through today is marking out all the spots in the tyre here that I think require attention. I'll take the tyre off. We will boot the inside of the decent hole that you saw all the sealant leak out of just before. We'll put the tyre back on, we'll pump it up, we'll put the sealant in with these new sealant injectors, and fingers crossed, we'll get out for a ride this afternoon. My preparation for today's task is the Blackburn pump with the air chamber, so we can explode that onto the bead. We have the Dock Blue sealant. We have that's some inner patches. Now, ComCycling sent over these sealant injectors the other week. They asked me to have a look into a few of their products, and I said, sure, as long as you can send me a few to give away in a Christmas hamper. So stay tuned for the Christmas hamper. These ones are the same as these, except these have an alloy core remover tool. These ones have a plastic remover tool. So these ones go into the Lama Christmas hamper today. This is the one I'm going to be using. So all the details here on the box of how to get that done. Looks pretty straightforward. Just makes the job of injecting the sealant a little better and measurement correct. We have some tyre levers to get the tyre off. We have a knife to ward off any intruders. And we have the texter to mark out the places on the tyre that need attention. You can see here, there's a little bit of sealant leaking out here, but that's sealed up okay. Another section just here where there's some sealant that's come out of the tyre. Let's keep spinning, just keep spinning, just keep spinning. And here, that's the one that needs booting on the inside. And another just here. So I'll be looking for glass inside those. And hopefully we can get this tyre back to full health for our ride the Savo. Okay, first things first, marking the tyre where I need to give attention to. So that's probably the main one there that I will need to boot. So I'll put a big mark on that. There. There. The main one is right here though. That's the one I need to boot. So I'll give that a nice happy face there. So we know we need to put the boot on the inside of that. Okay. Now there's not a lot of pressure in the tyre, so letting it down is going to be quite easy. That's pretty sad. There's not much in there at all. Okay. It's in lowest gear. Brakes open. Out and done. Bike, you can go to the side for now. What are the chances of that staying there? I'll take my chances. Okay, so tyre off is the first thing we'll do. We need to break the bead. And there's no sealant going everywhere, so there's not a lot. Still got quite good coverage in there though. Break it off that side. Not as messy as I thought. Oh, okay. As I said, not as messy as I thought. I was wrong. So there's our wheel there. Okay, so we'll get rid of all the... Man, that sealant is quite tacky. Okay. That's what the rag's for. Crap everywhere. It's actually a pretty good nick. That you saw it seal that hole eventually once all the other stuff had leaked out. So after 6 months, that's the Doc Blue stuff. That's pretty impressive. I thought it was going to form little grains or granular little balls that roll around like you see in some mountain bike tyres, but that wasn't too bad. If you saw my video on changing Veronica's rear tyre out when she'd done hers, she'd had to use an emergency tube outdoors because you can put tubes in these to get where you need to go if you slash your tyre or anything like that. And that was terrible. Hers was really goopy, sticky, crappy stuff. That was fine. That's just like, okay, I was going to say it's sort of a bit like milk, but it still stinks a bit. Okay, so rim is good. The valve is okay in there. We'll take the valve out when we have to pump that back up, so that's cool. Now it's onto the tyre itself. That's still a little bit damp, but I'm just going to go through where I marked out those little pieces of glass. We'll pick those out. Hopefully that doesn't open up a bigger hole. I'll be careful with that. But just check the overall quality. If the hole is too big on the inside, I'm just going to have to throw the tyre out and grab myself another tubeless. Okay, starting off here with the tyre. That one looks okay. There's nothing in there. If there's glass in the tyre here, you can usually hear the knife just grind away on it. That's fine. There's nothing in that. Here's the troublesome one. And we can see there's the... It's kind of sealed up in there. So I need to dry out that hole to make sure the patch is going to stick to it. Probably not helping that I'm using a material rag, but that's looking all right. That should work. That's definitely our spot. That's definitely our spot. Just to be double sure. Okay, there should be enough stick on that for now. Cool. Oh, there's more. Cool, there's heaps in there. Rightio. I'm not sure how old these are. They've kind of stuck together. They've even got pictures on them. How stretchy is that? Okay, I'm going to sacrifice one in a sec just to see how stretchy that thing really is. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at this one. I'm going to sacrifice this just to know, be confident that it's pretty stretchy. So, oh, they're sticky. I'll give them that. Okay, cool. So it's not going to affect the use of the tyre too much. I didn't want to put something that was rock hard on here and roll around going da-dunk, da-dunk, da-dunk every time it rolled through. So that's been patched. So I could have whipped through this really, really quick and just whacked that on and whacked the tyre on and just done it all in probably 5 minutes. I'm taking my time to do it correct. So I don't think tubeless is this much of a pain in the ass. It's still a bit of a pain in the ass, but this is the first puncture I have changed in 6 months on my tyres. Okay, sealant and injector kit. So we'll get that prepared, ready to go. Now the injector kit here, let's have a look at what's included. That's that. Awesome. We have some drinking straws. We have the core removal tool. We have the injector itself with the measurements on there. That worked really well. We have 40, that's pretty precise. I'm not quite sure what to do with the drinking straw. Do I leave the drinking straw? No, I'll take that out of there like that. Shit's gonna go everywhere, I know that much. Okay, so, okay, cool, ready to go. I think I've jumped the gun a little bit by preparing this first, so we have to put the tyre back on the wheel. Let's get that done so we can inject this into the tyre. Tyre lever's not required. Rock and roll. Okay, next up, the core removal tool. Oh, that makes life easy. That's very handy. Okay, the reason we have to remove the core is so we can explode air into here and push the tyre out to bead. Okay, so that's primed. I have 120 PSI in the chamber here, and then when we release that, it'll explode the tyre out onto the rim. Always makes me nervous, this part though. Hopefully, for no good reason. Okay, ready? I'm going to drop the hammer on this, and hopefully the tyre beads itself. Well, that was a fail. No need to rub it in. That went nowhere. That had... So, probably not enough airflow, not enough pressure in the chamber there, but that didn't go on. That just hissed out. That's the first time I've had trouble with beading on tyres like that. It's on both sides. Okay, round two. Okay, 160 in the chamber. That where it needs to go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Holy So why my first few attempts failed is because the tube itself is sticking to itself internally. The previous glue that was on there on the inside had caused the tube to grab itself and stick together, and it wasn't exploding out because obviously it was glued together. That's a bit of a problem. I've tried to do everything right here, but this is my first major hurdle with tubeless tyres. If I left the tyre out to dry, I'm sure it would have been a little easier than this. I'm trying to do everything at once though, so we can get out for a ride. Okay, attempt number, I've lost count. Let me put that on there, and that's absolutely useless. That's not going to work at all. I could be doing that all day. So what I'm going to try now is we'll take this bugger off. Ah! Oh, right in the fingernail. Okay, so it's clear to see here what's going on. The tyre itself is sticking to itself, and it won't pop out like that. So when I'm putting it on the bead, it's not jumping out and all the air's escaping. So yeah, you can see right there. That's not the hole the glue was meant to be fixing. Okay. Okay, this is probably going to get messy. Let's get ready for that. Tie up. Direction. That's nearby. Okay, here's the sealant from days gone by. Just gonna... Yes, I'm just pouring it into my hand. I'm just going to run around the tyre itself. The goal here is just to make it slippery enough so it doesn't stick to itself This was meant to be an easy one. Anything but at the moment. Okay, so we've got the direction right, we've got the tyre right. Gonna try and put that on before it dries. Let's go quick. Pop, pop. Okay, cool. Fingers crossed the tyre hasn't stuck to itself. So there's a hot tip that I've just learnt myself, is to pre-do that. I've already pumped the chamber up. Let's get this booted on. It's the right side both ways. 3, 2. No. Is it the flow of that? The f going on? I can't explain this, but it's going to be very close to... That's just not... What have I missed here? What have I actually missed? What section, what component? What am I doing wrong? Okay, current status. The tyre is still sticking to itself internally, so there's no way in hell I can get this tyre back onto the goddamn rim. It doesn't appear to be the airflow of that thing. I can't get it working with that. The best I can do is wait a few hours and get the tyre to dry out. But there's no way that's going to pop out onto the rim itself in its current state. It just keeps sticking to itself with the existing glue. That's bloody useless, if you ask me. Really, it is. Okay, I'm back. I've had the tyre out in the sun for around 10 minutes or so. I haven't got time for this. I want to go out for a ride. I'm going to keep trying, and we'll see how we go. Failing this, I'm just going to put a tube in and give up on the whole tubeless idea, because this has been a bit of a pain so far. I've picked a little bit of the glue off, but to pick all the internal glue off, it's just going to take too long, so I don't have time for that. I've looked online for a solution for this. A lot of people are saying, well, use a solution of water and soap. I really don't want to water and soap my wheels up. Someone did say, though, they kept trying and trying, and the sealant, just putting a ton of sealant on there and just making everything viscous, fixed the problem. So I'm back at it. We're going to try it again with putting I think the measurement's got a shit ton of this on the actual tyre just to get it to bead, seat out. I've got that primed to over 160 now. We're going to keep trying and see how we go. So first up, rim prep. This is going to get messy. This is going to get messy. So rim prep. Okay, so... Oh, that's okay. So now nothing should stick to that. That's all yippy, icky, and I want to do the same on the inside of this. The tyre just tried to mount itself to the pump. So on the fingers, let's get this stuff everywhere. This is just the Doc Blue stuff. Now, this isn't the sealant I'll be putting in there to seal the tyre. This is just to bead the thing. But okay, it's not sticking to itself. So that 10 minutes for it to dry may have done the trick. I really hope. Okay, that pops on like so. Come on. Okay, so it's nice and slippery. Let's go for the fact that it hasn't gripped itself. Let's get this on pretty quick. Get that done. Drop the hammer and... Same deal. That went nowhere. Oh, shut up. Okay, I get it. Next option is to bring out the other pump that I have and just see if I can explode it. Like, it's not. And that's what I initially installed these tyres with. Just this tyre, this hand pump. was all we used, but that's just not... So whatever I'm using here, I just cannot get this thing to play ball at all, like really at all. The tyre is still sticking to itself, so I can't... I don't know, that's just simply not going to rebead itself in its current state at all, because the current glue that's on the inside is just not allowing the bead to pop out. It's just pushing the air out. This is a bit of a... All right, so I'm going to call it a day there for tubeless tyres based on that experience alone. Next option for me would be to try a CO2 canister, but I don't want to go and buy CO2 canisters just to bead a tyre on the rim after fixing one small hole. This chamber is meant to do exactly what I'm trying to do here, and it can't. This is not a failure of this. It's not a failure of, I guess, tubeless in general. It's just a failure of the concept, though, that I'm just trying to repair something here and it won't bead out. Next option would be soapy water and all that, but remember, I was trying to fix one small hole in this tyre. So that's it, I'm done. Tubeless, you've been fun, it's been a good 6 months, but all this shit, all this mess, the last 2 hours of trying to bead this tyre, I don't have time for this. I want to get out and ride. We're going back to tubes for a while. Thanks for watching.